Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Today we will modify Sega Master System. So, it's this one. We want to make that we can have a switch that we can change from 50 to 60 Hz. Or easier modify. Just install one wire and you have 16 Hz all the time.
Okay, so first of all, you will need Phillips screwdriver. And second, a sharp knife. Also you need some tool to get extra tin off from the board, so this soldering pump is quite useful in this one. So it looks like this. With this you can quite easily get the extra tin off from the electric board, so this is one option. And then there is this desoldering wire, so you can suck it in this with some soldering iron. Then you're gonna need some wires. I have only 2 here, but you need 3 in this modify. And of course some thin wire. Soldering iron, well, it's quite obvious. And here, these are wire strippers, so you can strip the ends of the wires. Then you're gonna need some cleaning tools. I will just use normal toothbrush. And I use some cleaning alcohol spray to get all dirt off the board, so this is quite excellent stuff. And for last, multimeter, so you can check that everything is fine. And of course the switch, but I don't have it here right now, but yeah, that's all. Okay, let's start opening the main console. So turn it around, you will find 6 holes in the bottom. And of course, as you know, they have 6 screws inside the holes. And in the whole project there's only 3 different kind of screws. There's these normals that I will show you soon. They're just normal basic Phillips screwdriver screws, and you should have some kind of cup to put them in so you don't lose any screws. And the second one, it's in the cover plate inside the console. It's a little bit shorter. And then there is 2 longer screws in the cassette adapter. But let's open the bottom first. And the nice part in this console is that there is no wires hanging anywhere, so you can just open the console easily. It's no big deal if I say the level how hard this is. If it's from 1 to 10, I should say this is 2.5. So this is quite easy task to do. And there is also 2 ways to do this. It's having a switch that I will use, or just connect 2 pins with wire and then using a knife and breaking one connection. But I will show it to you what to do. Okay, opening this, I will need to my both hands in it, so wait a little while. The cover plastics have little pins that need to be pulled open. You don't need any special tools, just use your hands, use little force and it will open. Okay, and here I show you how. Just pull them apart from each other and it will open. And same thing to the other side, just like this. And now this just comes off easily, no wires or anything hanging, so easy job. Now the first 6 screws are off. Inside this plate there should be 6 screws, 5 in the sides, 1 in the center. Yeah, side screws, and I start with the side screws, and I take 2 off, and then I will show you the center screw that's a little bit shorter. So these are still long ones, same stuff. They are the same screws that were in the bottom. Yep, and now the center screw. It's this one here. Yep. And now this is the 4th screw. Screw number 5. And yeah, it's almost off. Just 1 left. And the screw number 6. Now the plate should go off. Yep, it's going off, just like this. Yep, and that's that. We need to cut a little piece off from this metal because my switch is quite big. So I will make some room for it. And also the cover plastic, we need to make a hole there, of course, for the switch. But now, let's take the screw from the motherboard. It's here in the center. I'll try to check the other screws so I can... Yeah, okay. So first, the center screw. It's here. Also the pins are quite near there, just reading pin 1, 2 and 3. Center screw. And yeah, it's still stuck in the bottom plastic plate. Okay, let's take the 2 screws off from the right side of the main board in the front. They are near the power button. 2 normal Phillips screws again. Yep. So this is screw number 2. And in all there is 7 screws again. So the center screw and these 2 from the power button, and then there are 2 screws in the game card adapter and another 2 screws in the game module adapter, and those 2 are a little bit longer, but I will show you later. This is the game card adapter, and any parts won't fall out because they are soldered in the main board, so no worries with that. And yep. Now I will check that I didn't lie to you about the screws. Yeah, from here, this corner it's still in the plastic bag. Not plastic, plastic cover. So these 2 are the last screws, and they are longer. So they won't fit in any other spot. Try to remember it so you don't break anything. Yep, as you can see it's a little bit longer. And another one. After this screw, the whole thing should go off from the bottom plastic plate or cover. Yep, and also the metal cover under the main board should go off just by pulling. Try to remove it. Yep, yeah, that was that. Job done. Okay, now I will show you the place where the pins are. So there are these 2 controller ports, up from the controller port there should be big Sega chip 315, and the left side you can see 3 pins with left side the JP2, this one, and pins 3, 2 and 1. That's quite easy task to find these pins. And first I will try to get the old solder off from the pins, and it can be hard tasks because they have a little bit silver in that old solder, so we have to try and dissolve them out, and it needs quite much heat. Some people just put extra solder in them, but I want to make it correct way. And I also show you the 3 pins from other side of the board. Yep. And there is a connection with the pins from the left to the center. So now it's set with 50 Hertz, and we need to cut that connection. I will use a knife, it's the easiest way. And now I will show you these 3 pins, and with these 2 there is a connection. You can see there's a line between these pins, so we need to cut the line and just use some normal knife. That's the easiest way. But be really careful so you don't cut the connection, any other connection, only this one, so try to be gentle, not to breaking the other lines, only one between these 2. Okay, let's start cutting it off now. Alright, now let's cut the connection from these 2 pins, and just use sharp knife, that's easiest way. And be gentle, you don't want to ruin the whole console by cutting some extra pins, so I will also take this main board a little closer so I can be sure I don't cut anything else, just the connection from pin, was it 3 to 1? No, it was from 1 to 2, but this is now turned over so the places change. But it's not a hard task, just check there should be little copper strip inside the board, and just be sure it's totally cut off. And to be sure about it, I have my multimeter for it, so with that I can easily check if there's any connection left. It will make beep sound if there is a connection, and if the multimeter stays silent, well, then everything is fine. But yeah. Now I think I have cut the line, and now I need my multimeter to check that it really works. And I will set my multimeter on. Yep, here. And yeah, there is no connection, no beep sound. Oops, I put them together by accident, but I will show you. Just like this. There's no connection with these, and it will make a sound. Yep, and here no sound. Everything is working. No connection. Job done. Alright then, so first I will add some solder in the 3 pins, so here it goes. And the reason why I'm adding new soldering iron there, the old solder you used in 90s, 80s had some silver in it, so it will not heat so well, and it needs lots more heat to get it off from the pins. So I'm like making mixture from this. So just add a little bit solder in these 3 pins, and I will first show the pump. This is quite useful. It sometimes works, but I think with this I also need the copper wire to get it off. But yeah, I can get most of it away from this, but I will have to use the wire also. So this is one way. Alright, now I will show you how this copper works. So just push it in the pin with soldering iron, and it will suck all the melting metal inside it. So this is quite excellent stuff. It's fast. As you see, one hole is opened. Now goes the second one. Yep, this is really good stuff. I prefer using this. I hate the soldering pump. It just makes big noise and nothing happens. And yeah, the second one is done. Now the third one. But this is the best way to do this. It cleans the holes so you can see through them, and that's what I want to do, because I want to put a wire through the main board, not in the surface. I want it to go through, just like they do in the factories. Of course you could install it in the surface, but I don't know, I like to do it this way, the right way, or in my opinion it's the right way. And yeah, just a little bit more time, and I think this is done. Now a little bit more, it's still sucking. You can see it from this copper that it's still sucking that solder in, and oh, it's done. Now I will show after this how to clean the leftovers. Alright, so add some spray in the pins. It's alcohol, just normal alcohol, and then scrub the extra metal away from the board. Do this to the both sides of the board, so after that you can be sure there is no shortcuts because of leftovers. So if there is some metal leftovers, it will surely make shortcuts. So this is wise thing to do. Clean the board.
So after the cleaning has been done, I will show you with one wire how the soldering is done. So this is just example. First of all, twitch the end of the wire so it's easier to get it through the hole. The side you choose about which way the wire is coming is up to you, but I want to install it from the bottom where the other solderings are, so just like in the factory. I can show you here. So I twist it a little bit more so it's more easy, and cut it first, not after soldering. That's the way it should be done. So now it's time to cut. If there is extra wire, cut it that way that it fits nicely. And I'm not showing you all the 3 wires because there's no point, it just takes too much time. No point in that. So I think that's all from here. Next I will show you how to install the switch and what is the problem if you are installing big switch. You have to change the size of the metallic plate or cut a little bit off, but yeah. If you're doing this soldering by the professional way, this should be done with one adding of solder, not many times, but I have now broken
soldering iron, so this is a little bit harder. I tried to fix it with glue, but I hope it will last, the repair will last this one install, but it's not heating enough. Yeah, I need to fix this a little bit, it looks a little bit ugly. Yep, the first one is now done. But yeah, I'm not showing you all the three solderings because there's no point. Okay, and now I'm showing you the issue with big switches. As you see, this metallic piece cannot anymore fit in this console because of this switch. So, and this is also a two-way switch. You also need to make the hole, but I think you already know that for the switch, so I just cut little pieces off from the plastic. But yeah, as you see, it's not fitting there. It's in the way, quite badly. And yeah. Now I'm going to measure the pins, that they work the way I want them to work. So if I put it this way, these two will connect, and I will check it from the meter, yeah. And these are not connecting right now, so but if I turn the switch this way, these two connect, and these three of course do not connect. So this is the kind of switch you need if you want to make a connection that you can choose from 50 Hz to 60 Hz. Alright, now that I have all the three wires connected, red in the pin 1, white in the pin 2 and black in the pin 3. So let's start to put the screws on. I start with the long ones that are in the cassette adapter, so let's get rid of them first. These are the longer ones. And there was three different kind of screws in this console. These black long ones, and then there is that one short one for the top plates, and then there are the rest of the screws are those basics. You can put them anywhere. Like in here, this is the game card adapter, so in they go. I have already cut the metal piece off from the top plate. I just used metallic cutters, cutting tools. It's looking a little bit messy, but I think it will work, and nobody can't see it from the inside of the console, so easy job. And now this is the center screw. Don't forget to put this one on. So in this part there was 7 screws, 2 for the game adapter and another 2 for card adapter, the center screw, and these two screws are the last from the near the power button. So after that, this side of the task is done. And after this we will start to fit the metallic plate, and if it fits well, also the screws, we will start testing the console. Will it work? And of course we need to solder those 3 wires on in the switch, but that is easy task, so no panic. And this is now the second time my soldering iron has broke up. It's giving me really big pain. I will show it to you later on what happened. it just snapped from the middle and not nice at all. And yeah, this is it. All the screws are on. Let's start. I show you the metallic plate. It's like this. On the other side you can see I have cut little bit pieces off right from here. But yep. Let's put this thing on at the top. And there is a couple of screws we need to close. But no, it's not a big deal. And it seems to be fitting nicely, and it even gives enough room for the switch. Excellent, excellent. Yep, and there is enough room for the wires. Good thing, good thing. Okay, so the almost last task starts. Now we need to connect the wires to the switch. As you remember, I put the white wire in the center. So same thing in here. The wire that's in pin 2 comes into the center pin of the switch. After that, you can choose from the two where will you install them. It doesn't matter. The other side of the switch will be 50 Hz and the other pin will be 60 Hz. So the only thing that's important that you install the pin 2 to the center of the switch. So this is really easy task to do. No problems in that. Now I only hope that this my crap soldering iron will work through whole thing, because it have broke now 3 times. Just snapped broken the plastics of the soldering iron, and it was cut into 2 pieces, and now I hot glue it again, and I'm just hoping that it can last this last process, and after that I need to buy a new soldering iron. But yeah, I thought this would be a really easy task to do, but it has now taken me over 4 hours to do this, but mainly because of the problems of my equipment, and by doing this task normally in home and if you have all the tools, I think it will take 30 minutes. If you are Chinese, it's 10. But yeah, quite easy task. And in my console I installed in this pin, in this switch 3rd pin, I installed the Sega's 3rd pin, so pin 3 is pin 3, that's the easiest way to remember. And of course that black wire I'm installing in the 1st pin, so it's quite a logical way to install them. And there's not much anymore to do, just the last cable, and after that we have to start building this console. Not bad. And let's hope I don't burn up my house by turning it on. There's always a chance that you will break the whole console when modifying it, but it hasn't happened, never to me. If I remember correctly, I messed up one Nintendo, but that was the first one. I tried to modify it region free, and I cut the wrong leg from the chip. That was the problem. But yeah, I could fix it easily after that. I just solder it back on, so no big damage done. But yeah, this is now, it's done. Now we just need to try to get it together. And sometimes there is a problem because these wires get stuck, but I think there is enough room for the wires, and also the pins of the switch are now not touching to the metallic plate. And yeah, let's put this thing together. And after that we try to find if there are those six screws left, or have I already lost them. But just like that. Now let's close the caskets. And yeah, try to be careful with the wires. You don't want to cut the wires you have just installed. And yeah, it fits quite nicely. Let's just close the ends of the console. And after that, time to install the last 6 screws. And also testing the console, of course, that it works and what the switch does after it's turned on.
Okay, so the switch has been now installed and it feels nice. Now we need to test, does it do anything? I insert the AV out and of course the power in. The console back on its own spot. Also I think we're gonna need controller. And the first game we will test is the Alex kit that's built inside. Okay, it's turning on, so that's quite good already. Yeah, okay. So this is the normal version in Europe with a pole. This is the music speed I'm used to, but also I can hear there's something wrong with this music. It's as good right. Okay, let's try to turn the switch. Yes, it's working. I'm quite happy now. Okay. There are people saying that it doesn't change the speed at all. Somebody is saying it's changing it, so this is a good spot for measuring. Will it change the speed? So I will later on check the timing, how long will it take the bird to fly from side to side with this speed. And now I will make it slower when it's getting back. Yeah, that's now. It's working with the game inside. Now I want to check will it work with another game. So I have a Sonic in here. So let's test it with cassette. Okay, let's change it. Another good spot for testing the speed. And let's put it slower. Alright, then there is the last test. There is still one thing to check out. I have also these card games. hang on. So let's see. But the problem is there's only one music and it's in the start. Yeah. So it changes the speed of the music at least. But this, oh, it changed. Okay. Well, that's all.
Now I can show you what happened when I had a problem with soldering iron. It looks okay, but in the middle of the filming when I was trying to do work with this happened. This is supposed to like be here, but this is loose. Really annoying. It's broken from the half. It's like no use anymore. Damn. So I have to buy a new one.